Yo, what is going on? What is going on, guys? Just want to get my trade recap for tonight, Tuesday, 27th of Jan. Unfortunately, another break even. Oh my god, I just slowly like starting to get starting to get a little bit not annoyed, but just when will it be my time, And but like I'm gonna be as consistent as I can when it comes to um, making these videos and journaling and um, you know, being completely honest and things like that. So, yeah, I just don't want to get too emotional with it here, but um, just can't gotta be patient. My time will come. It's um, just gotta keep remembering that. But yeah, in terms of the trade taken, well, we had a couple draws to the downside. Um, so high time frame bias. Well, ideally, I was looking for longs. But I did see a short opportunity, but we didn't. Unfortunately, we didn't get that pullback. So as you can see, my bias was set on the fact um, that we filled in this gap here, um, and we started to displace away from it, and where sellers could have gone short is this area here, right? So I was more just looking on. Um, I was more looking bullish on the day, but a bearish setup did come up as soon as market opened, which I will kind of describe to you guys. But we ended up going long, and just want to talk about the short opportunity, right? So yeah, 1 hour time frame. Yeah, we inverse this gap here, which led me to believe that hey, we're looking to go even further higher. Um, for our time frame, nothing really much said besides this gap being filled, and we've kind of filled in this range a little bit here. We even hit equilibrium, so it was a perfect buying opportunity here. Um, yeah, in the 1 hour time frame, we inverse this gap, this 1 hour Fair Value gap with intent, and we actually use it to bounce back off again. So buys would look favorable. 15-minute time frame, we had a couple lows that were drawn out, pre-market lows, and a couple 15-minute lows into this 15-minute gap here within this range here. And we had a couple draws to the upside as well, which is these highs as well as these highs. But our internal to external, right? So internal liquidity being taken out to external, which are these highs and these highs up here. Um, so during pre-market, which I'll mark out now, ideally I was looking for some form of retracement, right? So as you can see, is that wait, sorry. First of all, I was looking for buys from this 5 minute gap, to continue on the trend, but we end up inversing it with intent. And on the way down, we also made this 5 minute fair value gap here. So I was looking for a retracement um, down to these lows into this fair value gap, taking out this 1 minute high to displace down further, to take out these lows as well as these lows down here and then these lows down here, because ideally those were the internal draws. So if we did get that retracement, I would have ended up taking that short. I was confident in taking that short, but again, we didn't get that retracement back up to this 5 minute fair value gap. And what did we do instead? We actually displaced through this area. So ideally, we had, now everything lines up with our bias, right? Now all these internal draws have been taken out. We filled in this 15-minute gap here as well as this 15-minute gap. So pretty much on the 1 minute, I was looking for a sweep. I'll go in here. So what we're looking for a sweep again of these draws down here into this 15-minute gap. This one drawn out as well as this one drawn out, which is here. We look for again, like we can't get that V-shaped recovery until we fill in this whole range. So we kind of need to make another attempt to go down lower. So what we ended up doing was that once we took out these lows, we put in a high, we put in the low, we actually came and swept those lows again, and then we had that V-shaped recovery. So now we don't, well, price shouldn't really have to fill in this range because the range that we made was actually this high, these highs to this low. Sorry, these highs to this low down here. So kind of a 2 candle range, right? So, yeah, we get the sweep again of these lows sweeping out. Early buys. I try to buy, and then we get that V-shaped recovery. So now we invalidate this whole range, and so instead of trying to get a V-shaped recovery of this range, we actually get the V-shaped recovery because a new range has been made, right? So we made a high, right, and then we made a low, which is down here, and we actually take out those lows and we get that V-shaped recovery. So we get that change of state in delivery there, as well as in the process we make a 1 minute fair value gap. And I was just ready to go long, right? Because ideally, these 5 minute bearish gaps, like ideally we shouldn't really hold them just because there's normal draws to be taken out, especially on the internal side. And our main bias was bullish, right? So again, even if I did take shorts, it would have been down to these levels down here. But unfortunately, we didn't get that retracement back up into this 5 minute gap, taken out. As you can see, we actually made equal highs, which was up here. And so ideally, I would have liked to seen, this get swept, and then we inverse a gap, and then I would have looked to take shorts from there. But again, all the draws end up get taken out without a retracement. So now now my bias is flipped. I'm looking for longs now, just because all the internal draws have been taken out, and we had that confirmation with a sweep of all these lows, all these 15-minute lows, which is down here, all these 5-minute lows, which are down here also. And we get a sweep again, right, into the POI. So now we're reacting off a 15-minute POI, as well as all these 15-minute draws been taken out, as well as this 1 minute low get taken out. And then we get that V-shaped recovery, right? So now we have a high time frame bias, right, which is our 1 hour, 4 hour. We have our liquidity sweeps, right? We had all these internal lows get taken out, as well as early buys that try to buy here get taken out. And within that, we made a new range between this high and this high and this low, which is here. We get that V-shaped recovery. We get that inverse of not only this gap, but also this gap up here. But ideally this gap, because that was the trade kind of that was the range within this range up here, down here, sorry. And then we get a V-shaped recovery. We get our retracement, and I pretty much entered as soon as we got a retracement into this 1 minute big fair value gap up here. And we get a nice displacement, taking out these highs. We show it with intent. So I went break even at this stage. So I went break even after these highs got taken again. And I expected a flush push all the way up to these 5-minute highs, tapping into this unmitigated 5-minute gap, which was here. So we had a 5-minute first presented gap, which was this one. This is the 5-minute inverse, sorry. And we had this 5-minute gap, which was first presented, which was on this one. So I was pretty much just looking for an easy in, easy out sort of trade there, and that would have been a 1.55 trade. And yeah, I didn't even know where this volume even came from, right? It just means I don't even know, but I can say that we filled in this range completely, right? We get up to this point, and we also had this 1 minute first presented, but I wasn't really looking at that. But again, we had the sharp volume back down, and I'm just not sure where that's actually come from. As you can see, we try to actually push down lower. I don't know. I mean, you could say that, we reacted off this order block, which was here. But then again, it's just like, ideally we shouldn't be reacting from bearish POIs anymore, just because those POIs, those 5 minute POIs have been used to take out all these internal lows down here, right? So now we're actually displacing, following the real trend, which is we're bullish on the day. So yeah, again, so we get up here and then we get that displacement back down. And ideally, like, this is a risk-free trade, but I was just kind of like, what the fuck, like. But again, I can't like get like that. So it like makes me so like I wouldn't say mad, but like like I'm like, it's all part of the game, and like, I don't know, maybe I'm just trying to get my time to come, like, trying to get through that, um those those times, so it's just really, really unfortunate. Like, I don't even know what to say, but again, we stay consistent, we stay on the grind, and we're gonna take this shit to the next level, in which we're gonna make it out, right? So yeah, again, we get that push down, and then we react on this inverse here, as well as this fair value up created on the downside. We end up get taken out, and yeah, I was pretty much done for the day, because around this time was 10 o'clock. Yeah, so don't want to get into another trade again. But it just sucks. It sucks that we end up getting out like this. And the trade ends up being a winner. And as you can see, like, we're pushing really, really high. Probably even gonna take out these highs, and then we're gonna get like a nice push up to the upside again. Nice move up to the upside, as now we've completed this range, right? This whole range has been completed. So ideally we should, finish flush from these highs up here. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say. Like, I really don't know what to say. I did think that, I executed my plan, and we had that flush move up, and again, it just wasn't enough to take out these highs, and we just get some sellers here that just try to sell off. Um, yeah, but again, I don't really know what to say, right? Like, it's yeah. I mean, we would take that, better than a loss at the end of the day, but it's just one of those things where, like, um, I wish my time will come. Like, I'm really hungry for it. So, we'll continue to grind and take this shit to the next level. So, yeah, yeah, it ends up being a break even trade, unfortunately. Yeah, but ideally, I was gonna look to re-enter if we end up taking out these lows and these lows, and then we get that inverse. But what ended up doing was that, we had that push down, right? React from this POI again. We try to have another push down, and we end up making relative equal lows around these lows here, and then we just end up just, I don't know, just chopping all the way up to these highs up here. These highs get taken out. We get a small reaction, and then we get that nice push up again. So yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where, like, I can't really do anything about it. This would have, like, I was having a look again. That this would have been a nice trade here. Um, this would have been a nice trade. We get that nice push up, and within that move up, right, we take out this 5 minute low, which was here, and then we inverse the 1 minute, and that could have been a nice move all the way up again. But yeah, I mean, like, there's, in terms of like what I can do, there's nothing much I can do. I just got to keep grinding, keep pushing. I'm hungry. I'm hungry for that. So, we will try. But yeah, I just want to thank you guys so much for watching. God bless, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.